Alright guys, I'll preface this. We are waiting on the fish bait to give us a call. So, please sit back and enjoy the views. We're here level 6,500 feet. We still got about an hour and a half to go. So, sit back and relax. Here we go.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Fish Maher.
an inmate at the Virginia is $1.46. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Hello.
What up, dude?
Dude.
Alright, so you're live on the cast, okay?
Right.
Right now, twitch.tv/Flying with Ryan show. Okay, what up, Fish Bait? What are you doing, man?
Man, time the best way. Making a podcast.
Hey, listen, that's shit. That's what we used to do. I mean, shit, staying up at nighttime.
That is what we do.
I mean,
All we would was brainstorm and what do you call it? Spitball ideas back and forth constantly.
yeah, but a lot of storytelling though. A lot of
storytelling. Yeah. So, well, we left off at our childhoods, finishing high school.
Yeah.
Right,
So
well,
we
were in high school.
Yeah, we said you were Jersey Shore, or well, I wouldn't say Jersey Shore, but you're New Jersey. You were talking about how did you end up making it into Virginia?
Yeah, during 1999, my mom mainly decided to move to Virginia. She had some relatives in Fredericksburg area. So they moved. They told me they were going to move the next summer, that I was going to go the next school year. They told me about a little bit more than halfway through the 1999 school year. Well, the beginning of the 1999 school year, yeah.
Okay.
So, like the spring. I was devastated. I hated it. Stopped trying in school. I became a very introverted, everything.
Okay.
Yeah. But I did throw some good parties at my parents' house.
Where was the first place?
I wouldn't leave.
Where was the first place that you landed?
I landed in Virginia. Was in Louisa County.
Okay.
Pretty much been based out of there. So yeah, I went to I finished Louisa County. I didn't really talk to anybody. I didn't make many friends. I made friends with like two guys. Skateboarded. We hung out sometimes on the weekends. And then I had a girl that was very forward. Hit on me. That's a whole bunch of great stories, man. She was her mom was ex-pagan biker whore, put here on witness, moved to Louisa from
Yo, dude, she was on fucking witness
protection. Yeah, yo, I swear to God, she was on. There is a episode of Unsolved Mysteries with her on it.
No shit.
One of the first times, one of the first weeks I'm over there, staying over there at their house, and their mom, doesn't really explain to me. Well, she wants to explain like the background of who she is and everything. So her and her daughter, my girlfriend, go to the store, and her mom gets behind first. She's like, "Hey, if you're not doing nothing, watch this movie while this is the VHS tape." I pop it in, and my mouth dropped and never came back up until after they came back.
Jesus.
I watch how her mom was pagan biker whore and was riding with some girls. One of them was kidnapped by the pagans. And she was witness to them murdering her, chopping her up, and throwing her into the the swamps of Florida, to where she was eaten by alligators and never found.
Oh,
well,
shit.
She testified to this, and she also got her boyfriend, who was in the pagans, to testify with her. He was released from prison for this. Afterwards, he was lured back into the pagan bike gang, which he thought that nobody knew that he told. They did. They drug him to where the four corners are, where it's like Nevada, like Arizona, and somewhere else.
Right.
And they shot him through both kneecaps and the stomach and left him for dead. He survived that.
Shit. Okay.
So afterwards, but they moved. So from that, they moved him and the FBI or whoever it was, put a trailer in Louisiana County and started a pagan chapter there in like the 80s. And, you know, and that was the circumference of like, that was like the myth and lore around my girlfriend's mom, and explained a lot of their weird pagan witchcraft stuff and her mom's like supremacist attitude. Anyway, so that was my first girl, and I spent a lot of time with them. Sure enough, I became 18 the first summer I was 18. I got in trouble for stealing, and then I went to jail. I got out. I did various construction jobs, worked around Lake Anna most of my life.
So that's your introduction into jail, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell that first story.
So I was with some guys in their car. I was with I had switched cars for the weekend with a friend because my car was more dependable. I let him drive it to New York to pick up some weed.
Okay.
Well, I had his car, and I hung out around his house with his little brother. Well, his little brother and his little brother's cousin, and then two other guys, a black guy that was my age, and then another small white guy that was my age. We rode by this guy's house that owed me some money from the pot. I went there was music on and everything, but the guy didn't answer the door, so I thought he was avoiding me.
Right.
I went around to the back of the house. There was a window open and everything, and the music was on. So
typical paranoid fish.
I opened the door. The door was open, actually. It was unlocked. Let me say that. I opened the door. I went inside. I looked for the guy that was there, and I looked in the fridge. I got an ice cream sandwich out of it. So,
yo, dude.
Yeah, the back door, the door I walked into the house through was there was a small, like probably 12 by 12 wooden porch, and directly inside was the kitchen. It was an extended kitchen with a dining room attached to it, and then anyway, as I was. After I had just thrown away the wrapper of the ice cream sandwich and was walking out, I was getting ready to leave. So comes all the other young men from the car that I was with.
Okay.
And they pretty much pillaged the house. I went and sat back in the car. Sure enough, there was nothing. It was like worthless stuff. They took like a DirecTV cable box, like a phone with a cord on
stuff.
It. Yeah, like a PlayStation 1, I think, and like a. You know, like a...
Yeah, like that, like bullshit, meaningless...
completely worthless stuff. There was nothing, there was no money, there was no jewelry, there was nothing valuable that you could take to a pawn shop or anything.
Right.
And when I was like, you know, I was kind of like, man, you guys have never done this before, obviously, because all this stuff is useless.
Mm-hmm.
But sure enough, we all got in the car and we left. I wasn't driving, I was in the back seat.
Okay.
As we're leaving the driveway, the young guy that lives at the house, him and a friend of his, come home to his house, and they pass the car we're in. Well, instead of the guys stopping or anything like that or anything happening, they just kept driving. I ducked down. The guys that lived in the house, they never saw me.
Okay.
By the time we had gotten back to my friend's house who loaned me the car, who was the older brother of one of the passengers, the cops had already been to that house and everything.
Oh,
and
shit,
the
really?
Mother there, yeah. The mother had already was screaming at me, saying it was my fault that her younger son was involved, and I shouldn't have her other son's car. And, you know, I didn't really say anything, and I just left. Well, sure enough, right about that time, the woman said that the only reason they left was because her husband knew them and did the same type of work. And I referred to one of my friends. So, what do you mean the same type of work? Well, anyway, he was an ex-prison guard.
Okay.
Prison guard. He retired. I didn't know that. He retired from being a prison guard for like 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah, in New York, and moved there. Sure enough, the cops came to my house, and like any good comedy movie, they only charged me and the black guy.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Of course. Of course. That makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you get for that bid?
I did. I did 1 year.
Okay.
I did. My mom took me to court. She gave me a hug and she let me go.
Ah.
I did.
Okay.
Sure enough, I got out. I tried to make a weird attempt at college.
Where'd you go?
I went to J. Sargent Reynolds Community College for water mechanics.
That's still listed
Yeah.
on your Facebook too, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean the page. I don't think the page is still like you can't go to it or click on it or anything. But like back in my old friends, there's a thing where it's like our mayor, J. Sargent Reynolds Community College. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. 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 A really ironic thing between my the connection between jobs and the penal system is right before I had gotten in trouble for this breaking and entering, I had an interview with VDOT. My dad had gotten me from somebody he knew.
Okay.
And I, being a very naive and arrogant young man, met the young woman who was smoking hot at McDonald's in Louisa County for my interview. And she asked the general questions about if I graduated high school, if I'm physically capable of the job, any other special skill I have, and everything went well. But then she asked me, can I pass a drug test? I said no. She said, well, what do you do? I said, I smoke weed.
Right.
Like, it was cool because she's a young woman. And then she asked, well, will you quit? I said, no, it's just a construction job. I'm not quitting smoking pot. That's why I want to do construction, so I can smoke pot and do drugs and it won't work. It's insulting the profession and her.
Oh,
and,
for sure. Yeah, you're just an arrogant little ass.
Yeah. And, well, sure enough, then I get in trouble. I go to jail. I get out. And I shit you not, my probation officer
Oh, no.
is the same woman
Oh,
that
shit.
just about 18 months earlier was working for VDOT and was an H&R person at VDOT.
Oh, God.
Yep.
That's funny how, that's like the third time I've heard of somebody in HR going from HR to being a probation officer. And it's always like a state-level job, but just because you're a human relations, just because that's your title does not mean that you are equipped to, supervise and have somebody's life in your hands. That's why I never understood why they laterally transfer just any type of correctional officer and make them a fucking PO. That shit doesn't make any damn sense.
That's a very good point. They do not go through enough.
They don't have to have a degree.
For that.
They don't. I mean, there's no degree. You don't have to have a criminal justice degree. You'll hear that though too. It's always. It'll be the COs that are like, it'll be like the inner city black chick that's the ambitious one. She's like the only one probably in her family that's ever had a job. And I mean, I don't mean to be stereotypical, but I mean, at least in the system that we were in, I mean, that was exactly what it was. It was, that stereotypical, the ambitious one. They go out and they always make them a probation officer while they're in school. Oh, I'm in school for my criminal justice degree. But yet you're, violating people for their first fucking missing appointment. Right? Like, how is that any type of justice? I understand the criminal part of it. Yeah, we're all criminals, especially if we're on probation. At least in the eyes of the court. But, I mean, you're going to... That's a lot of power to give, like, a 27-year-old.
It really is, man. And I don't think somebody in their 20s really has enough judgment experience to know if another person is really...
well, because it's like, all right, you're having to deal with all kinds of multifaceted... okay, if they retired as, like, a cop, and they were a beat cop, blah, 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 or they retired from being in corrections for, and it was a retirement job, okay, cool, then that's fine. Right? That would be more acceptable than, some 26, 27-year-old fucking poli-psych major that decides that she wants to, make a difference in the criminal justice system, which then they never do. Never. None of them do.
Never.
All of them are a fucking waste of space and polyester, if I'm honest.
They definitely are.
But I mean, for real, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we don't need correctional officers. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, there are people, but I mean, being a glorified babysitter. Look at, I mean, I can only say from where I was at, but I mean, we had COs that were fucking gang members, dude. So like, I mean, they're not picking the cream of the crop for these jobs, these positions.
Definitely not. They're definitely not. I've seen, yeah.
It still
I've
remains
seen-
the highest paying job you can get with a fucking GED though. So
Is it?
yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I mean, other than OnlyFans and Instagram model, but I mean,
Yeah, they do make good money. I remember I've just seen a young guy that just started here. He's, you're bigger than he is, and he's very young with long hair, and he.
hey, you're in a higher level, right? You're in almost like a gangland, right?
Yes, there's a lot of gang members here. We're actually on lockdown because there was gang fights. I
Really?
actually saw my first gang fight. That's
Really?
great. Yeah, just the other week, the Bloods and Crips got into it. They broke out into a 3-on-3, and almost like marionette puppets, like somebody dropped the finger strings or whatever it was they're tied to. They all grabbed each other and then just fell to the ground wrestling.
Really?
It was the weirdest thing. Like they all synchronized the same fighting move.
God.
Which, yeah. It
And
was
they're all
so
bad.
weird. No, they're all just terrible at it. Yeah, and they all like their instinct is just fall.
It's crazy because you'll sit in there and you'll see the gang member dudes that are huddled around the TV watching MMA and shit, and it's like those are real I mean, not choreographed obviously, but those are real people that know how to fight. Then those dudes they get it in their head. Okay, well now I'm big, now I'm tough, and then it never goes according to plan. It's always the most autistic fucking elbows up, arms up, fucking type fight. It's every fight I've seen has always been unchoreographed. I mean, unless it's been like a jump or a brawl, like those, those are a little bit more calculated and a little bit more, methodical. But just the ones where it's like, yo, bitch, you said what? Boom, 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 boom. All of those were bad. Were you in
a lot of?
Were you in J-Pod when what was his name? Cornfed or Cornbread or some bullshit, when him and this other, I mean, they were two of the biggest dudes in the block. I mean, both of them had to be like 300 pounds of all muscle. Were you there when they got the fighting by the door?
Yes. Philly and...
yeah, that's it. That was it.
Yeah, somebody had hit. That was a character. He had like third-degree burns all over, like
yep,
50% of his body,
right?
Mainly his face and neck. And the other guy's name.
He was a Marine, wasn't he? The other guy was a Marine. He was in there waiting a Fed hold or something.
Yeah, he was some weird.
They got the
guy,
fighting.
Yeah.
They got the fighting at the door while they were waiting on trays. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. They
That's
went all
crazy
over the place.
because that dude. Because like I watched that dude. He was. I mean, the Marine dude. He was just standing there. And, I mean, he was trying to be humble, and the other dude was egging him on. He didn't even plant his feet. Nothing. It looked like he reached back and pulled the punch back from back behind his back, and he just boom. And he slid, dude, from that 55 bottom or whatever, that 55 bunk all the way to the button. That shit was crazy. But like those are the fights that you don't really see. Most of the times it's always just a brawl or rumble. Then I don't understand why. I mean, I get it though too, strength in numbers and whatever. But anytime there's a gang fight, it's always 17 on 1.
Yeah, most of the time it's always just jumping.
Are they? I mean, does it happens more often than not though, right?
Yeah, they definitely jump people more than they have one-on-one fights. For sure.
Right.
Tomorrow we're scheduled to come off lockdown, and a lot of people, pretty much everybody anticipates what retaliation will be done for the incident.
Really?
Yeah.
You see,
I mean,
doesn't that
happens,
does that make time harder?
Yes, it does.
So, like, how do you stay out of the mix?
I have found an outlet through art, and I draw a lot, and I read. That's what I do. I don't have a TV in my cell.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, it's like that sometimes, brother.
Yeah, but that's what I do mostly. I just draw. I draw portraits for people.
Sure.
draw things. Yeah, and that's how I make it, man. That's what I do.
Well,
This was a good session, man.
Fish, it's always been a blast to have you on the show. When are you going to be able to go ahead, plug your dates? When are you calling back?
I will call you back.
You want to do like a
tomorrow.
Wednesday? You want to do like a
What's the-
Wednesday?
We'll try Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll do a Wednesday.
Wednesday, maybe 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll do 7, 8 o'clock, and then let's just try to ride out the click if we can. I don't know if that's available to you, but yeah, we can do that.
I'll try to set it up.
All
Hope
right,
you had
man.
a good Labor Day, man.
Yeah, you too, brother.
You know, yeah, you're still working hard, obviously, right now.
I mean,
Thank you for using GTL.
guys, as always, it's been a blast having the old fish bait on the cast. If you've enjoyed this and any of the other videos, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button, send us a like, reach out to us on all of your platforms, Facebooks, Instagrams, Patreons, where you can support us and support fish. We'll start our mission. This is called Feed a Fish. So we'll check back in with him on Wednesday. And as always, keep the blue side up, be safe, and have fun.